What is going on, guys? Panther here, and we are bringing you week 1 of the last battle circuit up against Arashi and his Groningen Noctowls. So we have played Arashi once before in the BBL, and I don't think I ever uploaded that video because it's kind of stally if I remember correctly. It was Lugia and Mega Sableye towards the end of the season, and I think I just never got the opportunity to. So we've played Arashi before. I may have, because regular Aldino picked up several kills that game, so I may have. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's neither here nor there. Rashi's a super nice guy. He likes to draft some heat, as you can see up on the screen above. He's got Torkoal, he's got Victini in the sun, so he's got a well-crafted team. Honestly, he has a very strong Fire Water Grass core with the Ferrothorn, the Victini, and the Tapu Fini. The Zapdos is just an added problem on top of that. The Torkoal. Also, I feel like I can handle the Torkoal okay between my team here, and the Heracross I feel like I check pretty decently too. Two main problems against my team are the Ferrothorn, the Zapdos, and the Tapu Fini. Of course, I want to wear all of those down, so one of my specific mons can win. Here in this matchup, I have Choice Scarf Landorus, just to be able to outspeed several mons on his team. It's kind of an emergency answer to like Heracross and whatnot. Earthquake is really spammable if I can get rid of the Zapdos, and I can just really click it and pick up a lot of kills or just some big damage like on the Ferrothorn and whatnot. I have a Rhydon that's primarily here, of course, to switch into Victini's fire type moves. So yep, it is here. It is also here, so he can't just run HP Ice. And on the Zapdos, he has to make the decision to run HP Grass or Ice to be able to hit one or the other. I have Sylveon defensively, really just here to check Heracross, so I'm glad I brought it. It is my Cleric. I do have Heal Bell support on it because I want to trade a Toxic on the Zapdos if I can. Zapdos is really annoying for my team to have to deal with. And if I can get rid of Zapdos, both Glowblade and Landorus look really amazing. I have a bulkier Hydreigon with Z-Belch. Obviously, Belch is for the Tapu Fini. Hydreigon hits a really good speed tier in this, outspeeding things like the Heracross. I can't remember Arashi's team off the top of my head, but Hydreigon, just that matchup, puts in a lot of work. He doesn't have a lot of good responses to it outside of Tapu Fini, so if I can lure that thing and get some big damage off on it, I'll be in good shape. And then, of course, I have my Mega Glade with sub bulk up. So let's go ahead and jump into the battle here. Just a team preview, I recognize that my Rotom Heat really matched up well against all of his leads. If he wanted to lead Zapdos, I'm going to get Toxic off on it. If he wants to lead Fini, I've crept that thing by 1 point, so I can just Volt Switch out. If he wants to lead Ferrothorn, I can just click Overheat turn 1, and if he wants to lead Torkoal, I can Volt Switch and get a lot of damage, or I can just Overheat it and get like 50% on it. So he leads with the Fini. I'm just going to go ahead and Volt Switch out. There's no way he clicks Moonblast here on this turn, so Volt Switch into my Z-Belch definitely kills. I think Z-Belch actually just kills max HP Fini straight up. So I predict him to go for a Water-type move here, or maybe even like a Taunt or something like that, or Nature's Madness. What I didn't want him to do was click Mirror Coat, so another reason why I went into Hydreigon as well. I was thinking about Mirror Coat at the time, just in case he popped the Mirror Coat there. Obviously, Mirror Coat does not affect Dark types, so want to go into that. I can't even remember if that thing got Mirror Coat off the top of my head, but I was thinking about it in the game. I was actually cooking dinner during this game too, so multitasking. European times are kind of hard to line up with my work schedule sometimes. So we're going to pop the Z-Belch there, and down goes the Tapu Fini turn 2. That is fantastic for us because that already frees up Glowblade just a little bit more, and Landorus I don't have to worry about a bulky Fini leaving an Earthquake against that thing. So he goes Victini. That lets me know that he's I'm thinking Z at this point. I'm thinking like Fight Z or Ice Z. I thought Special made a lot of sense with like Glaciate and Focus Blast for Hydreigon, Rhydon, and Landorus. Like Glaciate, Focus Blast, Blue Flare. I felt like that really made a lot of sense, even like Work Up or something like that in the last slot. He turns out to be actually physical though, which we find out from that calc. I'm going to go ahead and get the Toxic off. Zapdos is floating, so obviously Misty Terrain doesn't affect either one of us. And like I said, I'm willing to trade Toxic for Toxic on this thing because I have Sylveon to Heal Bell it off later. Rotom actually really is really annoying for Arashi to have to deal with. He doesn't have a ground type on these 6 that he brought, so I can freely Volt Switch. And he doesn't have a great Fire Switching either. He has the Victini, but that's just going to get whittled down. So I stayed in here. I know he'll Scarf at this point in the game. I just, U-turn screams Scarf to me. Whenever I see U-turn, I'm thinking Choice Scarf. But yeah, I actually thought that Zen Headbutt would put me into my Aguav Berry range. It does not, so I have to kind of keep that in mind for later in the battle. If I can switch it on rocks, that's going to help me pop that Aguav off. So I want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to go get my rocks up here. It's going to pressure the Zapdos. It's going to pressure the Torkoal. It's going to pressure the Victini. And if I can prevent Torkoal from spinning or Zapdos from defogging, I'm going to be in really good shape there. So I'm going to go out now into my Rotom on the Ferrothorn, predicting like Gyro Ball or Rocks himself. But yeah, goes for the knockoff. It knocks off my Aguav Berry. So there goes that plan. I'm about to lose Rotom now at this point. I'm just going to fire off the Overheat to here. There's really not a reason for me not to. Even if he goes Torkoal, he's going to take Rocks plus Overheat in the Sun, and Torkoal's Spadef is really not the best. But I actually end up picking up a crit here, which is going to allow me to 2-hit KO him with the Overheat crit plus the Volt Switch. Now, I don't know his set, and I didn't talk to him really much about this Torkoal after the game, but barring the crit, I'm still Volt Switching out next turn, and I'm going into Hydreigon. If he attacks me, I'm going to Roost back up and get to full. If he sets his own rocks up, I really don't mind that, because my team's not really weak to rocks outside of Rotom, and Rotom's already pretty much dead. I'm saving it for a sack anyways. If he rapid spins my rocks away, I still get opportunities to set them up later on Victini with Rhydon. So unfortunate crit, because it's going to put his Torkoal in a range where he can't do anything, but it is what it is there. Now, I went Gallade on the Volt Switch, and he brought in Ferrothorn on me, so that screams Chople to me. So I'm thinking he's going to try to T-Wave me. So I go ahead and sub up here, and he actually just fires off the Gyro Ball. So Gyro Ball's doing about 50 to 60% to my Gallade spread. So what I want to do here is I want to bulk up and then bulk up again, because I can live both those Gyro Ball combinations, and I want to try to get as boosted as I can before I go to try to pop this Chople Berry, because I want to limit my contacts with Ferrothorn at this point, or I want to maximize my damage output on it at least. If I can wear down this Ferrothorn, then Landorus is looking very, very threatening. I'm gonna kill the Zapdos with Stone Edge after Rocks, and I will go for it on the prediction too, because Stone Edge looks so nice against his team at this point. So I did not intend to kill this Ferrothorn with this Drain Punch crit here. That is what happens. Ferrothorn does drop to that Drain Punch crit, and that is very unfortunate. Now, like I said, my plan was just to weaken this thing for Landorus' Stone Edge later in the game. Of course, I would have to hit several Stone Edges, but that really freed up Lando a lot, just me getting that big damage off on it. I was going to die most likely to the Gyro Ball after the Iron Barb's damage at +2, so a bit unfortunate now. But I know he's Scarfed Victini, so I know he's going to have to take rocks here and probably click the V-Create. And I forget that Sun's still up, actually. So Sun's up. V-Create and the Sun's actually going to do a pretty fair amount to me. I mean, that's a Rhydon. That's an Eviolite Rhydon. So Victini does some decent damage there. And now I'm just going to edge here, because he doesn't have a Stone Edge switch in, like I was saying earlier in the game. If he wants to go Heracross, it's going to take big damage, and I have a response to it. If he wants to go Zapdos, he's likely going to die, if I connect, of course. And if he doesn't, then it is what it is. He's not going to really do much to me with Zapdos. I can just kind of stall it out with Toxic, and if he wants to try to Roost, I can EQ if I want to make that prediction. So down goes Zapdos, and things are looking very good for us. So he's going to go Heracross here. I don't know the Heracross set, of course, but I have a great response to it in the back in my Sylveon, and I also still have my my Choice Scarf Landorus as well. So I'm going to go into Sylveon as he just goes for the big close combat here. And we're telling from this item that he is not banded, he's not Life Orb, of course. And we don't see him activate like a Flame Orb or anything like that. So that also tells me that he is not the Guts set either. Now, at this point in the game, I want to play cautiously, because I don't want to lose by some fluke here. So I'm just going to click Hyper Voice. I really have no reason not to. I didn't even calc this. I figured this would kill Victini, but it actually doesn't. So I'm going to be able to protect here to see what he wants to do to me. And I believe he goes with the V-Create here. Yeah, he goes for the V-Create. Yeah. So, so what do I do here? Did I go Rhydon? I'm pretty sure I go... No, I go Hydreigon. I go Hydreigon here. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. I sack off my Rotom. Sack off Rotom here. I didn't want to go Rhydon and let Heracross come in and potentially set up like an SD, and it'd be like SD Salic or something like that. So I figured the safest play was just me sacking off Rotom and trying to go for the win with Hydreigon. I live the V-Create here, so I can just Depulse and then drop a Draco on the Heracross and win this game. I wasn't really thinking Scarf at this point because I was already pretty sure that Victini was Scarfed. So if he was Scarfed though, not a big deal. I go out safely into Sylveon and I pick up the kill on it. So it is what it is. I'm going to stay in here. I'm going to try to drop a Draco on it. And he's going to close combat, confirming that he is Choice Scarfed, of course. And like I said, not a big deal. It cost me 2 points in differential, but I wanted to secure a safe win here and not allow like a comeback or anything like that. So I'm just going to be able to go out into Trixie now and fire off that big Hyper Voice and definitely pick up the kill on this Heracross. That's going to be a good game to Arashi here. So we're able to start the season with a 4-0 win in the LBC. So this league is only 8 weeks. So this is a short one. I really would like to win championship here in this one though, just because this will be like one of the last Gen 7 leagues before Gen 8 comes out, and you know it's pretty hyped. There's some pretty cool competition and a lot of guys that have never played before, a lot of guys that have played before. But I love my team here in this one, but I would really like to take this one home. So that's a 1-0 for us. Next week we play Aaron and the Calgary Infernapes, so a good buddy of ours. So that'll be a hype matchup as well. His team is very offensive, so we'll see how these two teams match up against each other here. But anyways, good game again to you, Arashi. Sorry about the 2 crits if you are watching this. I know it changed the game quite a bit on your side. Took a lot of opportunities away from you, to say the least. But good game again to you, man. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support here this season as well. Thank you again. We'll see you next week.